It's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast, Josh and Peyton, here to remind you all that college basketball season is right around the corner. Yes, we finally know it's right around the corner. And Peyton, there's only one place people should go for all the college basketball excitement.
Well, Josh, the only place to find all college basketball hoops all the time is Everything College Basketball. Everything College Basketball can be listened to on several podcast hosting sites like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we can also be found on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Everything College Basketball.
Yes, make sure you are joining the group with a couple other 100 people and growing by the day as we march into year number 3 of the Everything College Basketball networking system. Now, let's get back to Conrad and Everything Pro Wrestling.
Finally, episode 75 of Clash of the Podcast is here. Clash of the Podcast is where Everything Pro Wrestling, Conrad Cushman, and Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Sean Hubbard, we bring you guys Clash of the Podcast. We bring our two podcasts together to talk a little pro wrestling. This is to add some flavor to your week. This might be your favorite thing. This might be the thing that helps you get through Monday Night Raw. You might be listening to this during Monday Night Raw, and I'm okay with that. That is fine. 3 hours is a long time. We're going to try to make sure we keep it under 3 hours for you. But we are here to talk about a lot of drama that has went on. I know that there are updates on Vince McMahon and the allegations and the lawsuit. We're not going to get into that right now. We're going to wait until we have more facts and everything that we can compile. Then we can have an actual conversation about that versus like pieces and pieces and pieces. But keep your eyes out for that stuff. Also, there's been a lot happening as far as NXT. This is not on the docket to talk about tonight, but Trick Williams, Carmelo, no more. Shocking turn of events. It reminds me of a former HBK and his bodyguard, Big Daddy Cool. It gives me those vibes, but we'll see what happens with that story. We'll get more into that in the upcoming weeks. There's a lot that's going to be happening on here. So if you like Clash of the Podcast, hit the like button, subscribe, and do all those things. Our chat, we got lots of comments already. I love it. And I don't know if there's anything else left to do.
Oh, you know there's one more thing to do, bro, and that's Conrad. Drop that thing.
Episode 75. Big things going on over here, man. I am happy for us. I've been forgetting a lot of things during the week. My messages have been all over the place. I was just telling Sean that in a little pre-production meeting. Things have been going crazy, bro. Sean, how are you, bro?
What's going on, brother? Playing a little bit hurt today, but I'm happy to be with you, man, as always. Voice a little bit off, but you know what I'm saying? We keep trucking through. There was no way I was going to be the cause of 75 straight going down. So we're really excited to be here, Conrad. Chat, appreciate you guys. Like I said, playing hurt, but I'm in the building. Let's do it.
Jordan flu game, baby. Jordan flu game.
Facts.
We got a lot to talk about and get into. There is a poll in the chat right now. Myself and Sean are going to try to keep an eye on it. I think there's some votes popping in. Keep popping in your votes. I'm going to keep it open maybe until the end of the stream on what do you think is going to main event WrestleMania 40. We will get into that, if you will. Mac, a dream, baby. Joel, first one who is in here, he is coming in with the $2 super chat. Joel, I thank you for that. Joel, it is greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
He said, hey, guys, can't wait to hear your take on The Rock. That is the opening segment once we get through the shout-outs for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Rob has left a litany of messages starting at 3 earlier today, so he has stuff in here for us to check out. Rob comes in, he says, now that football season is over, shout out to only good thing to look forward to on a Monday. Why, thank you, good sir. I appreciate that.
Love that. Thank you.
I'm going to need you to put us over the NFL, though, soon, but I'm going to allow it for now. Thank you.
We have about 6 months to change his mind.
Rob says, won't be able to watch live, so I'll leave my thoughts here. 1, WWE got whatever they wanted because everyone is universally behind Cody now. LOL. 2, Rock, if rumors are to be believed, should bear the brunt of the backlash, but Triple H and the corporate gang allowed this business decision, so don't let them off the hook either. 3, Cody, if the rumors are to be believed, is responsible for some of this, for not standing on business, as it were. Pardon my language, but he went out like a whole, I cannot say that, in all of this.
A whole Rudy Poo?
Bia. So 4, TakeOver was a good show. Dijak Gacy and Trick Ilya were absolute certified bangers. I did love the Trick and Ilya. That was probably my favorite match. The turn was predictable, but as Conrad says, predictability isn't always a bad thing. It was executed great. And 5, Serena Deebs, argue with your mother because I ain't asking. But he comes with 6. Jacob Fatu, Okada, Monet, where, when, how do you debut them? Ooh, that is a segment for us to talk about as well. A little speculation. We'll get into that towards the end, though. And P.S. Hangman and Mox still suck. He is apparently not a fan. Not a fan of them.
Clearly.
Look at Hubs. Hubs was in the chat early. I just had to show him some love in there. I just appreciate you going in.
Likewise.
Quills. Sean, you want this one?
Yeah, let's do it. Quilly in the building. Appreciate you. What's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? Your boy, Sir Quills, is back to enjoy my favorite two bros, CJ and Hub, for episode 75 of the dopest wrestling podcast in the game. Today, Clash of the By God podcast. We appreciate you, Quilly.
I love that endorsement by Sean. Anytime I cannot listen to like an old school tape and someone say, by God, and I always think of Sean every time.
100. Quills adds, he says, this episode will be quite intriguing, from CJ's intelligence to Sean's intelligence and willingness to go off the rails, especially with the topic Sean may choose violence, and I'm all here for you. You're probably right, Quilly. I can't cap. You're probably right.
Ray's in the house. Happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Ray, I hope you had a great weekend. Me and Ray were talking NXT last night in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group. Cheap plug, it's in there. I'm going to put the socials actually in the chat right now. Let's see here if I can spell socials right. And Quill said, and by the way, with Clash of the Podcast on, at least we have some sort of good wrestling content on a Monday, not counting Raw, which stands for RAW, rematches always weekly.
Wow.
Yikes.
That's tight, but it's right, brother. That's true.
There is a good matchup tonight, a Texas bull rope match, if you will, Randy Orton. It's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cody Rhodes. They tried to shoot a little angle backstage, and Adam Pearce made it happen. John, I need you to smile. Come on. They're trying. Mike in the house. He says, it's me. It's the MVP. What's good, Mike? I appreciate you.
Mike, welcome.
He said, The Rock's ego tripping big time. My gripe is, what was the point? And I promise y'all, we're going to get into all of this. Vinny's in the house, the only Vinny we like, as Sean says. Good evening. Y'all can't wait for the show. God bless the awesome podcast y'all do every week. Thank you, Vinny.
God bless you too, man.
Vinny said, you either die the people's champion or live long enough to see yourself become Hulk Hogan's brother.
Oh, I like that, because that's very accurate.
Guy Will Gamble says, what's up, everybody? Just so you know, you can always give your opportunity away to someone who doesn't need it. I don't know if I'm buying that. The Rock both pushed for the match and is pushing to win against Reigns. He knows that that's a bad idea. If the execution on this was better, it could have been interesting storyline twist, making the best of a tough spot, but instead they flubbed the Rumble announcement, in my opinion.
Facts. M. Leezy, Fo, Sheezy says, good evening, everyone. Hope you are doing good. And let's start this week off with the best podcast in the pro wrestling game. We appreciate you, Leezy. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Matt. And he said, who's ready for WrestleMania 9, I mean 40. I mean 40.
Wow. The accuracy, though.
Let me see. I'm just trying to get to everybody real quick here. Chat's already lit. Happy Monday to Conrad, Sean, and Chat. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
LOL Roman wins, he put. Seriously, if The Rock is being on board, if being on the board meant he agreed to the match it was signed off January 3rd, why wasn't he in the Rumble? BJ! BJ's in the house. I thought it would be a triple threat. I thought of you when I wrote that in the chat. Would be a triple threat before, but not this way. Now I see it as triple threat or no Rock. I don't believe for a second this was a planned thing from WWE.
B Jizzle, I don't know. Hi, Deanna. How are you? She says, hey, Conrad and Hubbs. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. I'm looking. We got people talking about Trick, Mello. The Diesel thing happened too fast. Yeah, they didn't let it simmer, but they were trying to make moves. McKinney in the house. He said, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the live fire chat and the Double Dragons of podcast. Clash of the podcast that lets y'all know knowledge is earned and wisdom is given.
Ooh.
Fist up. Let's go.
Salute.
Appreciate you,
I like
McKinney.
that. I like that, McKinney.
Appreciate you, family, for that. Cody Rhodes is the new king of dumb babyface syndrome. Sting had a good run. Until he gets jumped by the Horseman twice, I don't know if we can put him up there just yet.
Not yet.
Entertain 45 says it's a rough spot for WWE. They listen to the fans, and now the fans are unhappy. Now the fans want WWE to listen again.
Debatable. That's why we're here.
John L says hi. What's good, John L? I appreciate you.
John L, what up?
McKinney said NXT. Stop sleeping on the brand. I'll say this from watching the show yesterday. I don't like the undercard matches as much as I used to, but they still deliver when it's time to put on those big shows.
Yo, they put on for the city last night in the main event.
Yeah, for sure. They did really good. Howdy Hubbard, about to get busy on Dwayne. I know it.
not howdy, hoodie.
Hoodie.
Howdy, he's saying hoodie because he knows that I'm here. He knows that I'm here to wreck shop tonight.
Yo, listen, it's been a long day for me. Cut me some slack. Y'all don't want to know what my socials were looking like.
How many times I've misread these things, bro? Only reason I said it this time is because I appreciate Gamble's acknowledgement of the hood because he knows I'm here to wreak havoc tonight.
Where the hood at? Sorry.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. X. Yeah, I just thought about it because of the Grammys. Yep. DJ B Tazzy in the party. What's going on, people? How's everybody doing? Think I saw Toto yesterday in California. High winds. Be careful out there, Tazzy. I hope all is good, brother. He had a watch along last night for NXT, so if you're a big fan of those, make sure you check out DJ B Tazzy and the party. I don't know if he's doing SmackDown ones. He might have one for Raw tonight, and I know he always does an NXT one. He's in his bag with that. Let's see here. We're talking about 2K24 DLC, Mike. I think we'll see it soon. Dustin Lawson says, first time watching live and honestly almost had Rock and Roman last year, so I'm excited to see Rock and Roman, and I imagine if we got Cody versus Roman, we would leave mad too because Roman isn't losing. Dustin, welcome. Appreciate you. We didn't even, Sean, this isn't even on the docket either to talk about Rossi from Stardom.
Yeah.
That story. Did you see the latest details on it?
I am somewhat filled in, yes, indeed, and it's kind of controversial.
He's starting his own promotion, and I heard a lot of the Stardom contracts are about to expire next month. The timing seems too well. I'm just saying, and he's gonna. We'll see. That's one to keep an eye on. It's actually just put in the Everything Pro Wrestling Discord. That is going to be popping up for you as well here in a second. Here, Renegade, here we go. Everything's WCW 2000 booking. Very WCW 2000 booking. Sup, guys? Ready for WrestleMania 32.
Wow.
Cody going Crow Strong and go. Listen, I did see a Stardust picture with him as like Sting in the rafters. And someone said, how does this look? Sean, that's not even the best part. It had the crow on his hand, right? Remember when Sting had that? And it said, how does this look? And someone said, replace that crow with a rubber chicken, and this is 10 out of 10. And I was like, terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. People had jokes, man. People had jokes. McKinney's yelling about signing Jacob Fatu. Someone needs to pick him up. I don't care about no prison records. If the dude's been good for this long, give the dude a chance, man. Sign the Samoan Werewolf. I'm with you.
I agree.
I'm with you. I'm just trying to see if anyone else new came in. I'm just trying to see. We're going to give Vinny another piece of love here. Adrenaline in my soul. Rock steals my Mania spot. Come on.
Yo,
come on.
I mean, it's true. I don't see any inaccuracies in what he's talking about.
Come on. Everybody's got a feeling on this or a comment or a thought. Joel says, I find it
not sad about the main event. I salute you I salute you, Deanna, but you're standing on an island right now.
Joel said, I find it interesting how WWE does things on the road to Mania since 30 that demands fans to make a change to the main event.
Yeah, I don't
Daniel
think
Bryan,
Kofi. I know what you're talking about. I don't think that's going to happen this time, brother. I think WWE standing on business, but it's the wrong kind of business. You feel me?
McKinney said, I hope fans hijack Raw tonight.
I hope the fans hijack the main event of WrestleMania, honestly.
That's where you're supposed to do it.
I'm looking back at WrestleMania 34 to keep it as that.
Right? Renegade L2K, you do Cody versus Seth. That's a burial for Seth. We're going to get into all parties involved in this, I promise you. Wasn't there some Triple H ties with Rossi? So this is going to sound weird. So there was rumors of Julia possibly going to AEW, but then remember everyone heard like AEW doesn't want her, and everyone was like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Well, apparently Tony knew she was still under contract. There was some behind the scenes backbiting type stuff going on here where Tony's like, I thought I was cool with New Japan and Bushiroad. What's happening here? And then Bushiroad is like, well, Stardom has shows that day, so we can't send you people. It was weird. It was weird. And there was a relationship there, but things were funny. And the money was smelling funny.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I wanted Rock Reigns too, but not this way. Let's get into it, Sean. Let's talk. Let's talk about it.
So what do you want to talk about?
Stop. Last year at WrestleMania 39, let's start from the beginning for some people who may not know. At WrestleMania 39, we had Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. This was the big main event matchup, and Cody lost. So then the moment he took the pinfall, Sean, me, you, I'm sure everybody in this chat thought the exact same thing. It was Cody's going to get the rematch next year at WrestleMania 40. Ta-da! Here we are now. Cody wins the Royal Rumble. We've got nothing left to not believe. Cody's going to do it. He looked at this man on the turnbuckle and said, I want you, Roman. Was that the exact quote? Yell at me if I'm wrong.
That's what he said. Want you. That's what he said.
I heard it. You heard it. The fans heard it. We saw it. He pointed at him. Roman just raised the title. Now we're here. We get to SmackDown. SmackDown seemed like this is where everyone's going to be making their decisions, and we'll talk Bayley in a minute. That'll be the second half of this. But make your decision. Who are you challenging? Who are you facing? Right? Cody comes out dressed to the nines. He's ready. Roman's out there. Here's Cody. Cody's talking. Seth on Monday gave him this great speech. Your dad would have wanted this title. This is the NWA title. This isn't the Hollywood title and all that stuff. Remember this talking, because that's going to come up too in arguments, because I want people to look at this from both sides tonight. I know you're either pro Cody. I know some people don't care. I'm kind of in the I don't care part. And there are other people who are like pro Rock, give it to Rock. You need to do this, blah, 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 right? But Sean, can we make the effort tonight to try to see this from both sides?
Yo, I'm playing it from both sides as it relates to this subject, because my mind has been changed a lot because of these latest developments.
Yes. And CM Punk has been cited as he's definitely injured. He's out. Drew McIntyre's trolling him. What are we going to do? Cody comes out and says, Roman, I want to take everything from you. You say you own these cameras, all this, you're the champ. And he says, but not at WrestleMania. And that made everybody go, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you smell, and out comes The Rock, someone who he said he took counsel with and knows you very well. Out comes The Rock, and this picture, I don't know if this is the best one. It might be where they pull in, but I see Boo Boo face a little bit.
The best picture is before they clasp hands, is when they're just looking at each other, and it's over The Rock's shoulder, and you can see Cody. It was apparent that he was not happy with what was going on.
I believe it, brother. I believe it. And it looks like, can we say looks like, Sean? Is that fair? Like I said, stop me at any moment in this. It looks like Cody is stepping aside for The Rock. Because look, this is the picture, Sean.
It looks like.
Here, I'm saying that because it hasn't been spelled out yet either.
Man.
But look, here's The Rock. Rock's posing on the corner. Cody gets out of the ring, bro, and walks away. And then this is what we're left with. This is the face-off. It is Roman Reigns and Big Cuzzo, The Rock. And I know Roman went on a little tirade before Cody came out where he disrespected Seth, where he said, "You're the workhorse, right? You don't come out looking like this and walking like this." And to wrap it up, Roman Reigns basically said, "I make more money than you, and I work 10 times less than you." And heelish thing to say. I'm okay with it promo-wise. I hope he didn't mean it, because that's really just like a scummy thing to say to someone, in my opinion. But he faces off with his cousin. They're here. What happened? What happened? Somebody won the Royal Rumble. Like, how did we get what? Cody did not say, "I'm facing Seth." He did not say anything. He gave this smirk when he left, like, what?
I ranted on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on Friday night, so I would not rant on Monday. I wanted to give our show the respect it deserves by having a nice, even-keeled temper and being able to discuss this like a professional. So with that being said, this is the dumbest crap I've ever seen. Cody Rhodes wins back-to-back Royal Rumbles to get himself in position to once again challenge Roman Reigns. Let's just go through this step by step, Conrad. Do you mind? Will you indulge me for a moment?
I will indulge you, because I definitely hopped around and jumped around, and I'm forgetting little things with it, so you go ahead.
Cody Rhodes wins the 2024 Royal Rumble, going back-to-back for the first time in 26 years. Fast forward to Raw, excuse me. He says he'll think about what Seth Rollins had to say in Seth Rollins' compelling argument, but we all kind of knew that would not really have any bearing. By the time SmackDown rolled around last Friday, we all pretty much had an indication of what would happen. And it looked like that's exactly what would happen. But before Cody Rhodes came to the ring, as you pointed out, Conrad, chat, Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins down with a pipe. And that pipe was the microphone. He talked about his work schedule, as you said, Conrad. He talked about his money, and he talked about the title. But here's the thing. Now here comes Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes talks about the title. Cody Rhodes. This is what blows my mind. Cody Rhodes acknowledged that Seth Rollins' title was not the title he wanted. He acknowledged that the title that Roman Reigns has is the title that was taken from his father, that was held by Bruno Sammartino. So he's already made it clear. Roman, you're the man. Roman, that's the title. The only way to finish the story is by beating you. And then he steps aside for The Rock. He forfeits the opportunity to face Roman Reigns, simply because, from a storyline perspective, Conrad, follow me on this, simply because he had a counseling session with Dwayne Johnson. And somehow during this storyline fictitious counseling session, Dwayne Johnson was able to convince Cody Rhodes that his 2-year actual lifelong journey to this moment should be postponed for The Rock to challenge Roman Reigns instead. Conrad, you know me, and you've known my stance on Cody Rhodes getting back-to-back Royal Rumble victories since the whole thing at WrestleMania 39. I've never been shy about saying I don't think Cody Rhodes should have won back-to-back Rumbles. I've been very clear about the fact that I don't think that Cody Rhodes should be WrestleMania main event 2 years in a row. I said Cody Rhodes would not finish the story at WrestleMania 40. And I said The Rock would not come back to wrestle WrestleMania 40. It looks like those two predictions I'm going to go 50-50 on. But can I say something to you, Conrad? I'm going to say something to you, chat. As it relates to being right about Cody Rhodes not finishing the story at WrestleMania, because be clear, if he beats Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40, that is not finishing the story. Conrad, I am sad. I am so sad for that man. And yes, in many ways, everything I said, everything you've thought about is coming to fruition. Maybe Cody Rhodes shouldn't have taken a sledgehammer to the throne in AEW. Maybe he shouldn't have left AEW to begin with. Maybe he shouldn't have had such derogatory things to say about WWE. Maybe he shouldn't have allowed his friends to have as many derogatory statements about WWE. But you know something? WWE is going to be WWE. I told you, I told Jesse, I told Crystal, I've told everybody in this chat, Gamble, Renegade, Mike Fiesel, M. Leezy for Sheezy, the list goes on and on and on. XGW, I've told you guys, and I've asked you guys the same question, and with this question, I'm going to throw it back to you, Conrad. Why would we trust World Wrestling Entertainment?
I don't know. There does seem to be a theme here that BJ and I saw several others in the chat point this out, Sean. I want you just to is this like their okie doke every decade? WrestleMania 10, they wanted Luger, fans wanted Brett.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania 20, I don't know if they wanted Sean. I think
they wanted Stevie Richards. Air quotes. They wanted Stevie Richards over Sean, but I guess it played out there. So that's 50-50. I'm not sure about that one, but I see where BJ's going. I like his point he's making.
I was going to say Stevie Richards was the person who I was rooting for at the time when that happened.
Right.
I had a fear, though, that Papa H, they had it for a little bit where Triple H was the squasher of all hopes and dreams, but then he put 3 people over in a row clean at 20, 21, and 22.
Right.
So WrestleMania 30, they wanted Batista, fans wanted Bryan, and now we are at WrestleMania 40. I thought that was an excellent thing.
By the way, real quick, Conrad, I'm going to continue drinking my soda like this until this company gives us a endorsement deal.
I know. McKinney was yelling at me last week for this one. This does not make you smarter, by the way. And
until this company gives us a deal, I will continue to drink my soda like this.
There we go. He's got the Paul White grip on that bottle.
There you go.
You ain't seeing nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about this. When it happened, here's the weird thing, Sean. So I kind of want to just, like I said, look at this from all sides. The people they were in Birmingham, Alabama, right?
Yes, they were.
I think that those fans went crazy when they heard the Rock's music.
It was a crazy reaction.
But if you went online after, in between the time me and Sean talking to Sean going live, the world went upside down and around and loop-de-loop. Hashtag we want Cody is trending. There is no way I could spin that any other way. The fans were upset. They wanted Cody in this spot. And they made their voices heard when it came down to it. Now, the issues come up where I see a lot of people talking is how this deal went down. Now, Sean says we talked. This story has changed at least, I'd say, 3 or 4 times already. So I'm here to tell you, we know nothing truly. This is all speculation at this point from Dave Meltzer. But it sounds like they basically made it put in like Rock pulled his Hogan card and said, I'm jumping into this.
Which is very disappointing if that's true. If that's true, then Dwayne Johnson really has disappointed everybody because, you know, if he elbowed his way in, my goodness, that's not a good look.
It is not. But, Sean, we've talked about this before, and I want y'all to know, quote me, I've said this multiple times with Sean and others. When we did the Six Pack podcast, shout out to all of you. Don't say I never shout you out. When we did that podcast with our friends, we were over there talking about this. What have I always said since the 1980s with the whole, I don't even want to reference him right now, with let's just call it the golden era. There is a way that you have been taught how to behave if you are the top guy. I don't care what anybody says. Go back, and I'm talking about brother, man with the walking stick now. He taught people how to behave. If you got the juice, you make the calls. He might be one of the only people who had creative freedom. I don't want this to just be like, I can't believe Rock did this. He did it. I'm pretty sure.
There's no justification for it being done in the past or now, bro.
What I'm just saying is when you have that power, if you can make something change to be like, that idea, listen, the company comes up with some bad ideas sometimes, like that idea sucks.
Can I give you a counterpoint to that real quick?
I'm actually about to make one.
Oh, great.
Bret Hart's other brother, Keith, I believe, was supposed to be in the feud with him. Bret said, nah. My brother Owen deserves it. That's Bret flexing his muscle. Now, back then, would we have known it? How do you think Keith feels, though? Keith probably feels the same way y'all feel about The Rock right now. He's like, I can't believe he's got me out of that money. But Bret said, I think Owen's a better fit for this role. He's the little brother.
But I can see Bret breaking it down to his brother Keith. And I can see Bret saying, Keith, you're not even on the roster, bro. Our brother, our younger brother, our baby brother is having no success. He's teaming with Coco Beware and Anvil, and it's not working. He's on the road. Keith, you're sitting at home. Like that to me is a more justifiable argument.
You can also see the jealousy, though, too, Sean, in that one. Because think about it. Look at where Owen's career went after that. He became an upper star for them. Mm-hmm. I think fair to say, even until like the early 90s, and it was like, that could have been me. You know, he's probably sitting there like, that was my one shot to do this, and I didn't get a chance to. Whatever. The Click is on what you probably shouldn't do. There are probably people who will headbutt Shawn Michaels to this day for the stuff that happened back then. That is another example. So I saw Renegade. Yeah, now I know y'all. Just imagine if Austin gave his Rumble spot to have Marty. Stone Cold is not some saint either when it comes to this. Stone Cold has used his flexed muscles too. And I know someone's in there, that's different. I don't care right now what's different. I'm making points about stars have always used their power. Stone Cold refused to wrestle Mark Merrow. He said, no, I'm not doing it. You could look up the reason why. Jeff Jarrett, I'm not wrestling him. But Jeff Jarrett just came back and we're trying to build him into being a top star. And the rumor is it was because his dad paid him very poorly when he was a wrestler. He had to eat boiled potatoes for 15 cents because that's how little money he was getting paid when he worked in that territory. Stone Cold never forgot that. He took it out on Jeff, and I'm sure Jeff said some other things too. Oh, and I think the joke was, you keep looking at your paycheck like that, it's not going to get any bigger. Ha, ha, ha. And he walked away, and Stone Cold never forgot that, right? I don't know if that's true. Jeff Jarrett, go listen to his podcast, My World, whatever. You can go figure out if that's true. Brock Lesnar in 2002, I agree with what Stone Cold said in that situation. He left during that. Why didn't he put over Triple H at SummerSlam 99? The rumor has always been he didn't want to. I don't know. Seems kind of weird that then the next night Mick Foley could drop the belt to him. WrestleMania 15 supposed to be a triple threat match. Stone Cold, Rock, and Mankind, because they built up Mankind the entire time. I had a conversation with someone today. Mankind was built up for years to get that spot. If you'd ever realized it, beating The Undertaker, he just didn't get thrown off Hell in a Cell for no reason, right, Sean?
Exactly.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm not crazy with my thoughts and when I'm saying this.
So you're on the money.
He did it too. I'm sure The Rock did it when he was up top. You know, The Rock didn't want to face Billy Gunn. That when he was facing him, he thought that was a step below for him, and he wasn't feeling it. I get it. Every top star does it. Cena's done it. All of them. CM Punk gets political. I promise you. You're not at that top level if you don't do that. You have to sometimes to protect yourself. Like, yo, I want that spot. Why can't I have it? I'm sure that's what it is all day. It's jockeying for position. But in this situation, I think people were disappointed because they didn't believe The Rock was like that. This is the dude who put over the Hurricane.
But this is different. This is different, Conrad. This is not just Rock making a surprising move to elbow his way in. If Rock had done this, like Austin, like Hogan, all of that stuff is very poor. No question about that, right? But Hogan was there. Hogan pulled his strings while he was there. Brett pulled his string. He was part-time, okay, but he was there. He was relatively there, okay? Brett pulled his strings while he was there and the champion. Stone Cold pulled his strings while he was there and the champion, or at least Intercontinental champion at the time. Rock is not here. Rock has been away for years and years and years. So what you're going to tell me, Dwayne, oh yeah, it's back to Dwayne now. You're going to sit up here and tell me that you're okay with, you always talk about how much you love the business, respect the business, you honor the business. So your business acumen and your respect for World Wrestling Entertainment and the people who have come before you is to sit up here and say, you know what? I haven't wrestled a match in years. In years. I just get promoted or brought in a major position in the company. And my first act is to insert myself into the main event of WrestleMania 40. All at the same time, elbowing a man out of the way who was invested in a 2-year storyline. And even though it blows my freaking mind, the fans have not left Cody's side. I thought for sure that they would start booing this kid. They have not booed him. They cheer him. They say, whoa, louder than they ever have before. Cody is over like Rover, and he's invested in a 2-year storyline, back-to-back Rumbles, and Rock elbows his way into the main event. This is preposterous. If Rock is the one who made this decision, and if Rock is the one who insisted on this, this could be, and you know how I feel about Hogan. Hogan bamboozled 10-year-old Hub for years, right? If this is what The Rock did, this would be the most infamous political move maybe in the history of the business. In the history. Only thing I would say is the only thing worse from a political standpoint. I'm not talking about the worst thing. There's many terrible things that have happened. I'm talking about from a political elbowing standpoint. The only thing that would be worse is Vince making himself world champion.
And even then, did he fight against that?
Technically, I guess you could say. But
that was Russo's obsession, for the record, because I see someone yelling at me down here too. We got to blame Governor Jesse Ventura. Rob, who said he wasn't going to be in here. We got to blame Governor Jesse Ventura. He didn't want to raise the hand of a heel. Ridiculous, right?
So I don't know, man. This is preposterous. I mean, it took me a little bit of prodding by you and Crystal to tell me to admit the truth. I am a Rock fan. whatever. I don't like to admit it because he's Hollywood now. But yes, I am a Rock fan. Yes, when The Rock I don't get excited when I see The Rock come out because I never see The Rock come out live because I don't watch WWE television. But when I get a text from Conrad with a picture of his television showing me The Rock on TV, I do change the channel and watch. Okay, I'll admit that. But once, like you said, Conrad, once Birmingham, calmed down a little bit, and once the world calmed down a little bit, 300,000 dislikes on YouTube, bro.
600 now, double.
Oh my God! Wow.
I don't know what that means. I got questions for people as to why aren't you watching this stuff every week like this? That's another question I have, but I won't get into this because I'm looking at some of the comments. Dustin brought up, look, this is why we can't have nice things. The IWC is insane when it comes to what they want. IWC will never be satisfied is how Dustin feels. McKinney said, now you're going to have Cody backtrack and choose Seth after Roman straight up told him that that's the loser bracket belt. Now, if I was Seth, I'd tell Cody, no, you got to earn it now in Australia.
I mean, it's crazy. Before you get to Guy Will Gamble's comment, it's crazy, Conrad. Let's take politics out of it, bro. My brother Conrad, my friend, let's take politics out of it. My friends in the chat, let's take politics out of it. Let's go strictly from a storyline standpoint. Cody Rhodes called Seth's belt the B title. Cody Rhodes said that. Cody Rhodes said that. Is anybody else not blown away by this?
I was more blown away by what Roman said. But I want to say this, though. I do think Roman disrespected that title because Roman felt disrespected by what Seth said as well. Right. I don't know if that's fair, but once again, this is what we said about the Punk thing. If you're gonna boo bad with me, don't get mad when the uppercut comes back at you. And he bloodied him up. I think is what that happened with that. I was like, ooh, why'd you say that? Because now, when that belt was just starting to get a little record, they were trying to make me and Sean a believer in it. Womp womp, right back down. I feel like
for real.
You could have had anybody.
I need you to let me rock for 2 more minutes, and I need you to answer me as close to your heart as you possibly can. And if you don't have anything for me, I respect it. Am I mistaken, or did Cody Rhodes call that the B title?
I can't think.
Cody Rhodes recognized Roman's belt as the A belt, right?
Correct.
In what world does that make sense for him now to go to Raw and challenge Seth Rollins?
It doesn't.
Thank you.
I'm going back to the comments here real quick. Dwayne Johnson counseling off the chain. I'm about to give up all my opportunities to rich people. Eagles penciled in for the first week ever Friday game in Brazil. Nah, I'm good.
Hey, Conrad. Listen, man. I'm so happy that you are the new director of creative at All Elite Wrestling. Congratulations. I got some advice for you, though. This is what I want you to do. I want you to tell the people at AEW that I'd be better for the job. Okay, Sean. No problem. Thank you for the sound counsel. What are we talking about here? This is insane.
As long as you cut that check, man, everything's got a price if you want it. E's coming. He said TK's book is not that bad after this debacle. That is true. People comment about TK. And can we get into that portion now, Sean? Is it time?
Yeah, let's go.
Yo, listen, I'm not going to front. I saw everybody. There were a lot of people. I'm mad at The Rock. I get it. If The Rock did this, rewind back again. Rewind back, because I forgot to say the other part of Meltzer's story, which came out today. The Rock signed his deal on January 3rd, right? So that was a month ago. So that was right. He made his appearance on that day one show. 2 days later, he signs his thing.
Yes, sir.
In the appearance, he negotiated for his name, right? The Rock also negotiated for this match in some way, shape, or form. Sean, this happened, right? This happened. I'm looking into the camera because I want people to know I am dead serious about this. He was in the negotiation room. Why did you give him all of this and the 30 mil if you didn't want Rock to do this? Why did you do it? Why? Do not come in the chat. So I've heard people also tell me Rock's movies suck. Rock's washed. This is why he needs to do this. If Rock's so washed, then wouldn't Ari Emanuel and Nick Khan have the ability to be like, Rock, listen, bro, we're going to give you 10 mil. I know you're hurting for money. Wouldn't that make the most sense? You're not going to just blame Dwayne The Rock Johnson for, he elbowed his way in there. Even if he did. Let's just say he did, right? For argument's sake. You're not mad at them. They're the ones messing your company up. Why would they let him do that?
The anger should be across the board. I'm with you.
Sean, let's go back to that job interview. Where did you say we were working? Let's keep it the same thing.
I didn't say we. I said you. I said you got hired as a creative director of AEW.
Hey, Tony, by the way, I'm going to need you to pay off all my student loans if I come in. I'm going to also need to be booked into a Face of the Revolution ladder match, and I win. And I'll get the title, and we can talk about who's going to win after that. And by the way, buddy, I'm going to need double PTO time off because, I got it like that. If Tony says yes, Tony's the idiot.
Agreed.
Tony's the one who let it happen.
Agreed.
If it was Tony Khan. Now it's different because, it's Ari and it's Nick Khan. He's been glorious. 500 million Netflix deal. Do not let that stuff cloud your judgment in what is happening here. And we're going to get on Triple H in a second. If Triple H didn't know, again, we're going to play the Triple H didn't know card for the second week in a row. I'm not even going to talk about that. Triple H didn't know any better again. So, they're forcing me to do this. So, you need to have a conversation with Nick Khan then, because this is going to affect your creative. Is this WCW or what? You cannot have, is Nick Khan making the choices booking wise, or is Triple H? Because you know what I would do tonight then? I would look at my card and I would say, hey, Nick, who's winning the women's tag team titles? What do you mean? Oh, you're booking the whole show? You're booking the whole card? Tell me who's winning. I see nothing wrong with saying that. Oh, you shouldn't say that to your boss. Your boss shouldn't come up to you when that is your job. So if something bad happens with that, who's going to get fired? Nick Khan or Triple H? We need to have that conversation then. You're not going to fire me for this. This is your decision, not mine.
That's a fact. You're talking straight facts right now, bro.
No, I'm crazy. That's whatever. I'm a Rock apologist, I saw.
It doesn't sound like you're being a Rock apologist. It sounds like you're saying that there's multiple people that should be blamed for this.
Yes, and only person I've seen blamed for this is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That was my annoyance this week. Over the weekend, you saw it. I was like, this is annoying. Ari Emanuel did something in this. He knew about this. You know who Ari used to represent? The Rock, Oprah. You can go look at all the names that Ari used to represent as an agent. Maybe there's a relationship there. But if Dwayne's movies suck as bad as you say they do, all this doesn't make sense, is what I'm saying. All of this doesn't make sense. Cody, I feel bad for the dude. But you know why I don't feel bad as well? They should have booked it where he won last year. How many times do we have to say this? I've been saying this since WrestleMania 39. Sean did the night one review with me. I wish Sean was on night two, because he would have understood what I went through that night. I wore a Cody shirt. I didn't even like Cody all like that at the time. I was like, whatever. But I'm like, Cody's going to win. This is the right thing to do. I'm sitting there. I'm doing the review. And as soon as I heard that 3 hit the mat, I crumbled. I was like, what did we just do? He can't lose the belt now. Roman can't lose the belt for another year. They told you. Ta-da. And here we are today, still talking about the same old thing.
I mean, and it's almost a virtual guarantee now that Roman's going to hold the title through the summer. I mean, you want to talk about predictable booking. I understand what you're trying to say, Conrad, but this is getting out of control. You could book it. Roman's going to be champion at least till SummerSlam. And it might go beyond SummerSlam, because if they're going to take it to SummerSlam, why would they take it off him before he gets to Hogan's record?
Who cares about that record? Hogan's like number 4. Who cares? Who cares? What does it mean?
I mean, I'd have to get you to disagree with you on that one. Him eclipsing Hogan would be probably like really, really big, especially if Roman feels about Yoko the way he feels about Yoko. To me, Sean, this doesn't matter anymore. That can't be the excuse of why we're keeping the belt on someone is, oh, we got to break this record. Why? Why? That's the only reason. My thing to you is, we do realize Roman, we can almost book the fact Roman's going to be victorious at WrestleMania. So where's he going to lose?
Can we? That was the other part of this. Some people thought Rock was trying to gear himself up to be the champion. Is Rock going to wrestle? Is he? Come on, people.
Look, I've already admitted the fact that I was wrong about Rock wrestling at WrestleMania 40. He's obviously going to wrestle. He better not win. Oh, my God in heaven. If that man... Let me tell you something. If Dwayne Johnson, if you can hear me, you should be going out of your way. Even if it was suggested that you win this match, you should say, I'm not winning this match. That would be a travesty, bro. It would be even worse than what's already going on right now.
Look at BJ's comment. I think this speaks to a lot of people who were trying to give WWE a chance or who came back into the fold and tried to watch it again.
Well, I'm going to read this because it ties into what I've been doing, which is boycotting WWE television. B. Jizzle says, I don't even watch SmackDown, but I wasn't. The minute Cody stepped aside, I was livid. I felt like a sucker for getting tricked into watching SmackDown. I felt like a sucker for believing WWE was changing. Welcome to my world, B. Jizzle. I'm still boycotting WWE television. The only reason I saw the last 30 seconds of the show is because I got a text message from my friend Conrad with Rock on top, and I was like, no way. No way. But when I watched the clip back on YouTube and saw how Cody Rhodes gave The Rock a hug and walked away, walked away.
Yeah.
Conrad, tell our viewers how I feel about Cody Rhodes.
Sean is one of the biggest Cody fans, if you will. Daddy, he's a big fan of Dustin, big fan of Cody. No, I don't. Sean's not the biggest Cody. I don't think you dislike Cody.
No, I love Dusty. I love Dusty. I'm not a huge fan of Cody. That's probably the word. Yeah, I don't hate Cody. But I'm certainly not one of Cody's biggest fans. And even I am saying this is a travesty of justice, Conrad. This is wrong. This is so wrong. I can't tell you.
Tazzy asked us a good question. I'm going to answer this just because, I pop into Tazzy streams. He said, watching the NXT main event last night, when do you think blood is needed in a match?
That's a very good question. Blood tells an interesting story in professional wrestling. I think there's a time and place. I don't really have a solid answer except for there's a time and place. I think, when blood is done in decency and in order, I think it can be really something that enhances a match.
I will fully agree with that. I think of like Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 8. I loved it when they did it that way.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, Austin and Bret was perfect.
Perfect. A lot of Flair matches. It was great into when the time was right. Yeah, it took a minute for that to sink in. I don't know. People are cussing me out here. I'm sorry, everybody, that I missed it. Hey, I just tuned in. You cut it out, Rob. That's how far behind I am. Corey B. Elite, new person to the chat. If you guys are enjoying, don't forget, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 2K over here. Make sure you guys subscribe to Sean's channel. It's in the description below as well. It's the way it was all done that gives it less of a horrific look. Like, either don't have Cody win the Rumble. Yo, Sean was the first person I heard say that, and I agree. Why did he win if this was the play? January 3rd, Sean. Why? That's
3 weeks before the Rumble. Like, what are we doing here?
Whose fault would that be?
Oh, that's creative's fault. Yeah, that's creative's fault.
Oh, that would be his
So,
fault.
because here's the thing, and I want to back you because you deserve. Big shout out to Corey. Welcome to the show. I gotta back you up, Conrad, and give you some ultra credit right now. If Rock went to the powers that be in the storyline room, Triple H, whoever, and said, "Hey, I want to fly into the ring in a helicopter and take the title, and then do a backflip and walk on ropes 20 feet above the ring, and then skydive into the ring, and then do a rock bottom after a backflip," it's Triple H's job to say no. It's Triple H's job to say no. And that ridiculous example I just gave you is just as ridiculous as The Rock coming back and saying he wants to main event WrestleMania, even though he's here in time for the Royal Rumble, and not enter the Royal Rumble. It's stupid. It's stupid. Question, Conrad, what does the Royal Rumble mean?
The winner gets to main event WrestleMania.
Is Cody Rhodes main eventing WrestleMania?
We don't know as of yet, but he could. But more than likely, probably not.
Man.
Not that things go the way that we're seeing it here. Entertain 45 brings up a good thing here, and I want your thoughts on this. This is something we know nothing of. Reports say Rock has more power than Triple H. I mean, he is on the board of directors, and Triple H is not from a corporate standpoint. But Triple H controls the pen. The pen is mighty in pro wrestling, or the pencil, as I'll even call it. Like, does Rock have more power than him? Maybe if you want to use him. Apparently, those movies ain't as bad as people thought they were.
There you go.
He must have some type of juice for him to call for all this stuff. That was like when they said the Black Adam stuff was so bad, too, and I was just like, y'all let him do it. That's all I can tell people.
My thing, though, Conrad, is out of the 10 people in that room, or 5 people in the room, or 2 people in that room, when Rock threw this on the table of, I'm going to main event WrestleMania, but I'm not going to be in the Royal Rumble, was there not anybody in the room that said, Rock, that doesn't make any sense?
He never even negotiated that part, though, Sean. He only negotiated that match. He said, yeah, I'll do the match at WrestleMania. Now, why they did it this way? Is this being done to do this? Because, Sean, let me ask you this. Who do you think is feeding Dave Meltzer these stories? It can only come from 2 camps.
It's either Triple H or The Rock.
Triple H.
Right.
I just wanted to put that out there because who would be trying to cover themselves and who would be trying to do
Triple
that?
H looks like an idiot, so it'll be Triple H trying to cover himself.
So does Rock have more power than Triple H? I don't know. I don't think you could say that fairly. Does Nick Khan? Yes, but is Nick Khan going to start overriding him? Then are you going to be in all the creative meetings? Like I said, you got to give some pushback if you're Triple H here. All right, they've got a lot of other problems going on in this company too that are outside factors, which people are saying this is the reason that this is all happening because we're here talking about it, and so is everybody else, right? Let's. What do I want to get into next? Let's talk about real quick, BJ. I'm going to keep it on your point here. I know I'm almost caught up, and I apologize if I didn't put your comment in. If you guys really, really want it read, just try to put it underneath, and I'll get to it, or put it in one big thread, and I'll try to put up what you guys are saying when I can. Sean, let's talk about the relationship here between Triple H and The Rock as well. I know there's respect there, but I feel like they're frenemies, as I like to call it. I have people like that I've worked with where I'm like, that's my friend, but at the same time, we're competitors. We compete against each other for spots, positions, whatever it is, right? I want the next big position, and if it's me and that person going at it, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'll shake their hand and be like, hey, congratulations. You know what I mean? That's the company thing. That's what you're supposed to do. Chad Frost, the Click. All of this comes in. Now, listen, you know I'm a Shawn Michaels fan. All right? Shawn's one of my all-time favorites. But even I can admit, Shawn Michaels was a jerk back in the day.
I put up a comment about Shawn Michaels.
Is it lower? Did I not see it
yet? Thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, earlier. Yes, I did see that when you put that in there. Yeah. We cannot get past this history between them as well. If The Rock feels like he's being screwed, I wonder who made him paranoid about this stuff, guys. Right. Once again, don't get me started about fostering an environment. But if The Rock doesn't trust them, if they're saying, nah, don't give it to that kid, give it to my boy Hunter over here. We're in the room with you. You know what I mean? Rock's like, oh, I need to be in that room. I need to make sure that I'm going to be well taken care of. So Should The Rock trust Triple H and them? Do you think their relationship is good enough now to where he trusts them? Because his daughter works down in NXT. Some people are saying, oh, this is why Rock's daughter got that spot too down there. I don't think it was because of that. I think it was you need to practice more in the ring, but you're still going to be on television. I'm saying you could have easily put Regal or Shawn back in that spot. What's that going to do?
Conrad, that noise that I just made was not directed towards you. It's more directed towards you in the essence of you are way too smart. She's the freaking commissioner.
Yeah, but
she's the freaking commissioner. Do you think anybody who's having difficulty in the ring would be bumped up to being commissioner?
No, but that's what
Shawn Michaels and William Regal every week. She's the freaking commissioner. Of course, Rock had something to do with that. Of course.
What was the Joe Gacy group called though? They were in before? Schism. That was going nowhere fast, and she was on TV for that. What I'm saying is, I don't think her in-ring was good enough at that point. So I assume she's still training to do this. Maybe she doesn't want to. I don't know. Maybe she's injured.
You're one of my best friends, and you're smart.
No, wait. Can I finish the point?
Johnson, 100%.
I get she's already there because of that, though, that she is in that spot. Why give her the commissionership, though, if she's not? Did you hear her yesterday? I know it was like her first week, but how long is that going to last?
She's pulling numbers on SmackDown for the Royal Rumble. Rock pulled some strings, bro. Like I don't usually fight you back and forth and tell you you're definitively wrong about anything. Rock definitely put her in that position. There's no question. There's no reason why she is the commissioner. How did this even happen? Why was she in Shawn Michaels' office?
Why was Regal back there?
Well, Regal makes sense. Regal's the former commissioner.
He's been gone for a year. I mean, we know he's been back there, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Come on now. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want her on TV and you want her to get better, you could just pull her away. That's what I'm saying. In an instant, it could be gone like that, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
All right? You're getting rid of people who aren't doing well at their job. We'll see what happens with her. Like I said, it was week 1. I don't want to write her off like that either.
Yeah.
Do you trust Triple H, though? Like I said, I know Rock doesn't like Shawn Michaels because of the stuff with his grandmother. Once again, you guys could look that up if you want to find out what happened. But Rock doesn't mess with those guys.
Rock has every reason to have issues with the clique. But Rock's respect for the business should have never allowed him to make this kind of a deal. That's the bottom line. If you don't trust Triple H, I respect that. If you don't trust Shawn Michaels, I respect that. But your respect and love for this industry should make you find another way. Even if it meant you had to enter the Royal Rumble. If you didn't want to enter the Royal Rumble. Man, I really don't want to go to Tampa. I really don't want to go to the Royal Rumble, but it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
Doesn't he live there, though?
Yeah, I'm being facetious. But
you know what I'm saying? Like, some of the stuff doesn't add up, though. I'm like, he lives there. What's it to put the tights on and go out there and just throw someone over the top rope? Big whoop-de-doo.
I mean, we could have had him at number 30. He would have been in the ring for 10 minutes. He would have won. People would have booed, but at least it would have made sense. Cody just handed him the title shot.
So do you think this backlash would have came even if Rock won?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Would this backlash have came if Rock won?
If Brock won or Rock won?
Rock.
Rock. I was like, what?
We don't speak of lemonade, man.
There you go.
Go ahead.
It would not have sat well, and let's ask the chat as well. It would not have sat well, Conrad, if The Rock had won the Royal Rumble, but it would have been better than where we are today. How about that?
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to BJ's comment. I'm going to try and get through some of these for you guys. BJ said, why are fans more excited about the money the company is making over the stories being told? Bro, I have said this since the beginning of time. What have I said? Are we talking about creative or are we talking business? I can do both, but I try not to intertwine and mix them because guess what? What you guys want creatively might not make the company the most money.
Right.
Which one do you think Nick Khan wants to hear? Wow, that's a really cool idea. How much money is it going to make us? Oh, okay. Have a good day. You know what I mean? That's what happens when this gets into a corporate environment once again. When wrestling's not wrestling, it's corporate. How's it making money, baby? That's all they're thinking about.
Right.
I get it too, what BJ's saying. It depends. E, thank you for plugging the Discord in the chat. Much appreciated, my friend. Guy Will Gamble, I'm only not getting on creative because there's no way they would have booked Cody this badly on purpose. I just want y'all to know that was dead serious. They did this. Cody wouldn't have been pointing at Roman if he knew this was coming. How did y'all not know, though, if he negotiated it January 3rd?
No, that's not what he said, brother. That's not what he said. Cody didn't know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about creative. How did creative not know?
Creative knew. I think Cody is talking about Cody. I think Guy Will Gamble is talking about Cody pointing at Roman as in like, correct me if I'm wrong, Guy Will Gamble. I think he's saying Cody had no idea. I think Cody went out there thinking he was going to win the Royal Rumble and he was going to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns.
Hey, maybe. He's not a dummy, so I could see him knowing this was coming at a point and doing all that pointing. I would hope so.
I would hope so, too.
Maybe they set him up for failure. I don't know. Dwayne has power that supersedes Triple H and his creative control and TK. What do you think of this, Sean? I'm seeing a lot of people saying this. Like, I feel like when people are saying this, though, it's like, y'all are acting like Rock's got some super cape and he's coming in. Okay, tell Rock to go book Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Like, what is this, bro?
I think what you're doing right now is playing a little bit of Rock advocate, which I respect because you gotta be subjective.
It goes the same what I said for Nick Khan, though. Okay, so Nick Khan's making the call. Who's making the calls?
I'm agreeing with you. You gotta be objective, and I respect that about you, bro. But it doesn't look good. Let's just leave it at that. It doesn't look good. It looks like Rock elbowed his way in.
Hogan came back and he leg dropped Shawn. Remember them 3 matches Shawn was promised? Oh, no, brother.
We're not going to talk about Hulk Hogan in the same breath. Hulk Hogan has been a disrespectful, unapologetic politician for his entire career.
I'm just talking politics, though.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that Rock may have ruined his reputation in one fell swoop, in one move. That's what I'm saying. Rock may have screwed himself and his legacy with what he's doing right now, if this is what's going on.
If it's true,
right,
is the other portion, because this might not be right, which has happened time and time again. And by the way, when we were talking about the political stuff earlier, nothing comes close to who thought it was a good idea to let Hogan and Savage beat 12 people in WCW. Whoever signed off on that might be a horrible decision. I'll never forget that. You beat 2 of the best factions. Anyway, back to this. TKO probably wanted Roman to win at 39. I've heard rumors that it was VKM. I only use his initials here. I don't know, though. But then again, they were making that deal. I just saw documents today that he could not be removed from his position until blah, blah, blah. You can go look at Brandon Thurston from WrestleNomics for that, Sean. I think I sent that to you.
Yes.
I hope I did. Crazy that they were even allowing that. Congratulations, E. You have become the champion in the chat. Triple H is in a position like a baseball manager who makes the calls. The president overrides the manager's call, a.k.a. TKO. Yeah. He can talk to Nick Khan, though. Nick Khan just doesn't call him today and be like, that bull rope match, I need Nakamura to win. It's just not like that, bro. He needs to have a conversation with him and say, yo, don't ever do that again, bro, because that's creating a lot of problems. Did you see Rhea Ripley's match? How come I'm not in the main event? She was liking tweets about that. How come Bayley and all them aren't in main events? This stuff is a bigger problem than people are thinking. WWE loves history. NFL does. They always twist their words. First ever female ref of the Super Bowl. 2 black quarterbacks. 2 brothers face each other. It's always the same storyline around the Super Bowl. Touche. The reason why I don't watch wrestling like I did back in the Attitude Era. This is the reason why. Oh, the irony if he gets hurt. I'm not wishing this upon him. He basically does it every time he wrestles. They keep saying it's the biggest match they can do. This is not happening. Cody versus Roman was. Listen, the way Sean brought it up, if people are that far behind Cody, Sean, Is Cody going to be a difference maker in the business? Do you think Cody is their Stone Cold right now, and they're about to miss out on this opportunity possibly?
No, I think Cody will go down in history as like a Kurt Angle, which is nothing to sneeze at. He's not going to be Stone Cold, but he's going to be a top tier guy that's going to be respected across the board. That's going to win multiple world championships. I would put him in the Kurt Angle not Undertaker. I put him in the Kurt Angle Triple H category.
Okay. Pro Wrestler Shoots in the house. He said Triple H don't control the board. Creative is just the title. Okay. There had to be Hub, but who's going to actually be the one making the decision? How do you know he only negotiated the match? How do you know then he elbowed his way in then? Isn't that all assumptions at that point, Sean? How do you know that he made his daughter the NXT GM? That's assumptions too.
All right, let me say this right now. It is definitely an assumption on my part to say that Ava Raine is the commissioner because of The Rock. All I'm going to say is, what has Ava Raine done? And I think she's a wonderful young lady from what I've read about her and seen on television. But what the heck was she in Shawn Michaels' office for? How did this even happen? Look back at the storyline and how she got her position. She just ended up in Shawn Michaels' office, and all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, a month later, she's in the main office of SmackDown pulling numbers for the Royal Rumble. It makes no sense, okay? So I'm going to roll with the fact that there was some kind of influence that got her into that position, because otherwise, it makes no sense. Why wasn't anybody else? Why isn't the girl, I forget her name, and I'm embarrassed that I'm forgetting her name. She's on fire right now. NXT just got called up to SmackDown. Stratton. Why was she not the commissioner of NXT? That makes no sense. So I'm going to roll with that in that regard, okay?
And it's weird that they hit the panic button on a lot of people in NXT too, though. Agreed. Maybe it was finding jobs for everybody too. Like I said, I don't know what's going on right now. There's a lot of weird stuff. McKinney said creative was on point. This was a last-minute decision that Dwayne pushed for. TKO let him change it. They see him as the golden goose, movies, wrestling, football. Dwayne brings money, but he's whack. I see someone bringing up.
Let me echo, not echo, but let me highlight McKinney's comment. If I would venture to say, I do not think that McKinney thinks that The Rock is whack. McKinney is too smart of a guy to think that in the annals of time that Dwayne The Rock Johnson is whack. But I definitely understand where he's coming from, because something like this can ruin a legacy. These memes that are comparing WrestleMania 9 to WrestleMania 40, there's substance to that, Conrad. This is really bad. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, my brother. This is really, really bad.
I acknowledge that it's bad. Listen, if Rock did this, they're gonna jump all over The Rock. But once again, like I said, this ain't coming from Nick Khan's camp. Mm-hmm. I don't think he cares. I feel like this is similar to the Punk situation. I don't think Punk cared about all the dirt sheet stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I just think there's just old school wrestlers like, Dave's going to say whatever Dave's going to say. Like, whatever. I don't care. But There's other people who go to him to push their point across. And now how Twitter is, where people are engagement bots, and let me type up the same story Dave said, quote Dave, and then people will come to me to come get the news source that instead of paying for it, you get a little blurb of it.
Right.
That's what happens. And if people are wrong about these situations, you're damaging pro wrestlers' credibility as well. Look at CM Punk, how some people turned on him and how they felt about him after everything. He seems happier now. And I still hear CM Punk stories coming out of the other company. Like, what? What is this? I'm going back to McKinney's comment here. He said, it's a new day without Gomez, so it's touch and go, but it looks like Dwayne has taken the reins and he can see how far he can go until someone tells him no. I'm going to say this too, though. That's not his fault. Sean, just keep saying yes, like you're in here. You're Nick Khan.
Right, I'm Nick.
Hey, Nick, can I get $1 million?
Yes.
Nick, actually, second thought. Let me get $3 million.
Yes.
Can you hire me and Sean to do a podcast? Corey Graves, that one, it's been on for like 10 years. That's whack. Let's put Clash of the Podcast on.
Yes, I love your show. Yes.
Dude, I got great ideas. By the way, we're going to do a UFL podcast too. But I'm going to need another $1 million.
Sure.
My mom does hair great. Would you hire her?
Oh, we'll fire the girl we have now. No problem.
Yo, listen, my brother loves football. If you guys will sponsor the UFL, my brother will be a referee in the UFL.
Does he have any experience?
Not at all, but he watched a lot of football and he plays Madden all the time.
Oh, sounds good. Let's hire him. No problem.
Absolutely. By the way, can I get 10 mil now?
You know what? You deserve it.
That's my point. If you keep letting me have whatever I want, I'm not going to stop till the pockets are done.
But
there's a limit. You know there's a limit. I'm being facetious here.
You're being facetious. Right.
But if you're going to let me get it, if you're going to let me have it, I'm going to take it.
But here's the thing you're missing, bro. Here's the thing you're missing. Your analogy and your comments have been right on the money. The part you're missing is that even for for somebody who has said that they respect this industry this much, just the notion, I'm agreeing with you that they should say no. But even The Rock fixing his lips to even make that request is enough to make people want to dislike him. We can agree that Rock brought this to the table, right? This wasn't Triple H's idea. And you know I'm not, and you know I'm far from a Triple H apologist. Rock brought this to the table, allegedly. Even him bringing it to the table is a slap in the face. I'm not saying it's not double. Rock is wrong for bringing it to the table, and the powers that be are wrong for saying yes.
That's what I want people to say, though. That is Conrad's big point from coming out of this. Be mad at all parties involved. This is a WWE issue. This isn't a Rock issue. You can put TKO in there. TKO is WWE, right? So this is an issue amongst all of them. Hey, maybe Mark Shapiro wants to win Money in the Bank. Go suggest it. I don't know. That's up to you. And Doug, I'm glad you got my comment. Thank you. Unequivocally better. I'm just going back to the chat. If Rock won and people would have been mad, but this makes sense if he would have won the Rumble. They would have been mad at that too.
At least, though, it would have been like, okay, well, he won the Rumble, so, I guess,
But that's what I'm saying. If you knew that, Sean, Yo, Rock, can you do 10 minutes of work, bro? We'll give you $200,000 for one night.
Conrad, you're preaching. Let me tell you something. Rock being in this match, let me take my glasses off.
I think he would have said yeah, too. I think he would have said yes to that. Yeah, I'll do it.
Rock being in this match without earning it makes me sick. It makes me sick. He's going to streamline his way into the main event slot of WrestleMania without having won the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. It's wrong. It's wrong, Conrad. This is my problem. And I hate to admit it, I'm a Rock fan. But this could go down as one of the most egotistical, disrespectful political moves in the history of the business. I am not Cody Rhodes' #1 fan, but this is wrong. This is wrong.
Let's go to BJ's point here real quick. He said, I saw Rock Cena 1 and 2, fully thought based off performance, supported that being it for The Rock. I support the second one, I'm not going to lie, because I was there. It's WrestleMania 40, 11 and 12 years later. Why is he back, and why do we want to see it? If you're referring to The Rock, Sean, can I make my point on this? Tell me if I'm being unfair again.
Oh, bro, go ahead.
Did The Rock not say he was retired after this multiple times?
I believe so.
I know so. He said it in interviews with, like, I don't know if it was Letterman, whoever. You know those types of people, though, right? He said it with big media interviews, like, yeah, I'm retired now. He got injured in both of these matches. Dog, why are y'all? They were asking him to. They're like, please, Rock, yo, family, go, Roman, get him back here, please. And this is when they needed it. Like, they were like, yo, we need star power. We're hurt. We just fired massive amounts of people on our roster. Why? Looking back at them once again, because you made that bed, but they asked this dude to come back. You got to remember this part of it too. It wasn't like Rock was like, you know what, I want to wrestle again. It was, Rock, please, I'm begging you, please, your cousin needs this. Please, you haven't done enough for us. I think there's just parts into it with that. There's more to all of this than just it's one person's fault. It's Cody. It ain't Cody's fault. Cody's just there. Yeah, I'm saying Cody had no idea, and that creative either didn't know or didn't tell him. But for him to book the Rumble and do all that hot dogging and grandstand, it doesn't make sense. Ava can't wrestle, bro. She doesn't have it. She's greener than Goose. It's weird how they have her in the GM role. Thumbs down. Spot on, Hubbard. Dwayne shouldn't have this type of position. There was no other qualified executive you could have called. It had to be The Rock. Help me.
Let me throw something out there on Conrad's behalf. Not that Conrad needs me to help him out because Conrad's on top of his game. I think what Conrad is saying, chat, is that this is not all Dwayne Johnson's fault. And I agree. It is. We should not put all the onus on Dwayne Johnson. However, I do put some of the onus on Dwayne Johnson.
But do you get what I'm saying? Even with that was just a corporate board comment. There's not one single qualified person who could sit on that board besides The Rock. It had to be him.
But see, what you just said earlier is kind of coming back to bite you, bro. You just said that Rock came to the table, allegedly, just came to the table with A, B, C, and D. How do you know Ava Raine being commissioner wasn't E?
It could be. I said that earlier because somebody said, how do you know? And I said, well, then how do you know anything?
No, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying, like, if you want to go hypothetical, why couldn't that have been part of the deal? Can you agree that Ava Raine being the commissioner of NXT came out of nowhere?
Correct. What I'm saying is we're doing a lot of assuming with this stuff. There's a lot. Do you trust Dave Meltzer? I don't know if I do. Mike Johnson had different reports than him, and Sean Ross Sapp had different reports than them. I don't know.
I can't. Jesse's never satisfied, bro. I just said that Cody Rhodes is going to go down as a Hall of Famer like Kurt Angle. Just because I said he's not Stone Cold, you're gonna get upset. No, I do not think that Cody Rhodes is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to stand on that, but he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
The Rock should have never opened his mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed in pro wrestling, homie.
Jess, you got to bring it down, bro. You're a smart guy. You can't be emotional about this. We all agree Cody got screwed, but you can't say it's all Rock's fault. There's somebody else who had to sign off on this.
If Sean, if you could help your family, you're about to make the most money you could make right now in a deal. You're not gonna be like, hey, look, I need this match.
Yeah.
All right, you promised me I need this match. No one had to agree to it. You could have been like, yo, Rock, I would have told him this was the first match on Netflix. The first Monday Night Raw on Netflix is going to be you versus Roman Reigns main event. I don't care if Cody's the world champ still. You got that. It's yours.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you a year to prepare for it. Cool. Great. Let them do what they're going to do. They could tell a whole story. You could have a whole program with him. The issue is that people want Cody to be the champion. That's what the issue is. And when he wins, I swear everyone better support. I better see them t-shirts. I better hear, whoa! I don't want to hear nothing for 6 months except for that. That's it. Not trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious, Sean. These people are going nuts for this. You better support this dude at Wrestle. I better see nothing but Cody Rhodes shirt. This better look like WWE 2K24, where the one fan with all the same shirts are in the crowd like this. I better see all
this is the reason why now more than ever in this particular moment you got to respect where I'm coming from, bro. Because you know I'm not Cody Rhodes' #1 fan, and I'm saying this is wrong.
But bro, I will be cheering Cody in this situation. We haven't even really talked about Roman. Exactly. I mean, minus the whole Seth thing.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So I put it in the chat. I still have these graphics up. BJ thought maybe it's a triple threat. Maybe they're going to do this. I don't know. Is this, Sean, do we see this announced tonight? Yay or nay?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Cody versus Seth is the match you think, World Heavyweight Championship, night 1 main event.
And you know what else I'm going to say? I'm not going to guarantee, I'll save my predictions for later, but I think there's a chance Cody might lose because is Seth Rollins going to go 0 for 4 against Cody Rhodes? I don't know, but we'll see. But yes, tonight it will be solidified. Cody versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40.
Dustin makes good points. I say before we make any calls, we tune in to Raw. Fans are fickle. Rock's story has been longer than Cody's comeback. That's another interesting point that I saw people going back and forth on. Is Rock's story? Do you think Rock's story came before Cody came back, even, or were you expecting this match? Like when I heard the name Tribal Chief, I thought, oh, they got to be trying to gear up for a match with The Rock. But
yeah, the story has been in the works for a long time. We almost had it last year, but the unfortunate part is that now it's just coming at a really bad time. That's the thing. The timing could not be worse.
Guy Will Gamble, great point here. He said, I agree with all points. I just don't agree with creative necessarily had anything to do or could have done anything about it. Creative can't do anything about it if it comes from Nick Khan. But here's my question. When did they tell you? So is Nick Khan a bad leader? We haven't heard anything like this. Throw Nick Khan under the bus in these Meltzer reports. I don't see anything bad about Nick Khan in the report. So are you like, it's okay that he made the deal? Because they certainly had no agency to the decision, or I think it's supposed to be urgency to the decision outside of Triple H. They're in the same boat as Cody to me. Hey.
Whoa, you're only smoking mirrors.
Dwayne gets all the blame because he's the face of the board of directors.
Conrad, stay calm.
No, this is as a business person. I'm like, yo, the board of directors is made up of many people who don't have a say in anything, really. It's a glorified position, I promise you guys. They sit there and the other people are going to make the choices. I mean, sure, they have their say, like business-wise. You're there for your whatever your specialty is. I don't know what this is, bro. I honestly don't know what we're doing and what this is. Armani and Nick bow to him if you really are. I think it's supposed to be Ari. Ari and Nick bow to him if you really look at it. Yeah, it's others to blame, but it's all Dwayne's fault. Stop it. I didn't see the laugh emoji at the end. All right. You're all right. But yeah, with the board, there's mad people on the board. Is anyone mad at Shapiro? Who's that? Yeah, go look and see the names on the board is what I'm trying to tell you. There was a rumor that Cody would take the world championship in that SummerSlam unification match. What do you think? M. Leezy put that in there.
I've heard that rumor. I'm lazy. I'm not sure.
No, Sean, I need Sean to come out right now for this. I just want you to think about what he's asking. They're going to unify the belts.
I mean, it would be the most ridiculous crap ever for them to split the titles. Like they just gave Seth Rollins the titles to say there's another champion, and then
you created this belt because this was a problem.
It's like the draft. It's just like the draft. It'd be so stupid.
What draft?
Exactly. And by the way, I thought the titles were unified back in 2014. So, like, it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous.
Vinny says this situation is different than WrestleMania 30. There are people that want Roman versus Rock as compared to Orton Batista. I told Sean this too. Listen, there are a lot of casual fans, my wife being one of them. My wife was more interested in, she heard The Rock was coming back. She was like, oh, The Rock's wrestling at WrestleMania? When's that going to be?
See, this is where like the Jessies of the world, as much as that's my dog, that's the problem. And as of right now, I'm Team Cody as far as this terrible situation is going on right now. But the problem is we're forgetting this is The Rock. And as long as this situation is, there's people that will pay to see The Rock in the main event of WrestleMania 40. That's the problem. But if you go according to YouTube, maybe not.
Now, two more things, and we're going to move on to these other topics real quick, and we're going to try to keep them short for you guys. Thursday, Sean, in Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, Thursday, February 8th, 4 p.m. Pacific start time, 2:30 Pacific, doors open. They're doing the WrestleMania kickoff press conference. I'm using air quotes as I say this. Mm-hmm. To me, this is their last chance to make things change. This is where you get we watch boxing. We watch UFC, right? We watch combat sports. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, if you guys want that. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, is it .com?
HubbardWrestlingWeekly.com, yes, sir.
I think that might be the spot where you guys want to go if you want to talk a little boxing. Lots of boxing news this week, too.
Yes, sir.
Don't cut me in the Spire session here. But this is where you're going to get the op. I look like Mrs. Dad right now. This is where you're going to get the photo op of or the face-to-face, the straight-up stare-off between whomever the main events are going to be with. You've got until Thursday. Tonight, I feel like if you're going to course correct, you do it now. Because here's the weird thing. Cody didn't say, yeah, I'm facing Seth. They do they have a way to get out of this? Because Brian Gewirtz, we didn't even get into this, Sean. Brian Gewirtz, if people were talking maybe of Triple H's remove, Brian Gewirtz is Rock's writer for everything. He was a former WWE writer. Back, if you like during the Attitude Era, he was probably one of the top writers. I think he has the longest tenure of any writer in that company. Could Brian Gewirtz become the head of creative if Triple H is out? Because that was one of my fears is if he's out, who takes over? I mean, you got Paul Heyman, you got some names that could, but are they going to be viewed as dated?
Definitely make him an offer.
Brian Gewirtz is right here, and he put, "You have no idea." And this is the segment with Cody and Roman in the ring. So this was when people were starting to come out with the "We want Cody." I can't believe Rock did all this. He said, "You all have no idea." Is this we have no idea what we're in store for, or people are talking sideways?
No idea that it's gonna be a fatal 4-way.
Boo! Well, I'm back.
Yep.
What do you do in this situation, though?
I mean, the way you fix it is that you have Cody say he had a change of heart, and that as much as he respects The Rock, that this is the whole storyline for me. As much as I respect The Rock and I appreciate these sit-down conversations that we had at the fictitious diner down in Honolulu, unfortunately, Rock, I've changed my mind. I want Roman Reigns. I've earned this shot. I'm sorry, but the answer is no. Rock turns on Cody Rhodes, goes heel, and then you have a triple threat for the Undisputed Championship, and Cody goes over.
That's something. I'm interested to see how they can get out of this. I'm sure me and Sean will be back on next week to talk about this. I'm sure something crazy will happen, but that's why we're here every single Monday, right?
Well, I just want to let it be known that I will be live, and hopefully Conrad, if he's available as well. I'll be live right after the press conference next Thursday.
Hold on, I got to do math time in my head.
Yep.
That's at night then for us, right? On the East Coast?
Yeah, it's after it starts at 7 p.m. on the East Coast.
Send me a message. I'm 50-50 if I'll be available, but
hopefully Conrad's available. But Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, as per with Clash of the Podcast, on live right after that.
You'll know for sure if Cody's gonna be wrestling Roman or not that day. I think you've only got so much time to promote this.
WrestleMania press conference post show, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Thursday night.
Oh, remember how Cody didn't know too? Isn't there a head of the table Rock shirts that were already made as well, and they've seen the prototypes for?
Oh my God!
Just saying, I'm not crazy either. This doesn't make sense. If they work the dirt sheets, let me find out. Speaking of working, shout out to my girl Bayley.
Bayley, good. Shout out to my girl. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to my baby, but Bayley out here looking nice.
Bayley came out and made her announcement, and I loved how they did this. They did the Batista. Where she walked into the locker room and stopped at the back door and heard them, "Tonight Bayley is done." And then Bayley looked like, oh, okay. Bayley got in the ring. They were in there talking, and Bayley hit it with, she learned Japanese, and she found out that they've been dogging her this entire time. I like it. And then you had to know you were going to get jumped because you went out there one-on-one. Nope, she hit a steel pipe inside of the stairs because she's been jumped too many times before. What do you know? A baby face that's smart. I was so behind this, Sean. This is before we found out all about The Rock, for the record, people.
Okay. Yep.
And Io and Bayley is the match. I think Bayley deserves this moment, man. I don't know how you feel. I just wanted to get quick thoughts on the SmackDown moment here and talk about it.
There is nobody in the industry that deserves this more whose name is not Sasha Banks than Bayley. I am so excited about this. And Bayley's going to be over like Rover. I mean, the fans have been cheering for her anyway. But, I mean, Bayley is going to be an anti-hero and an amazing face moving forward. I love it.
Bayley is involved in one of my favorite women matches of all time in pro wrestling. Her and, at the time, Sasha Banks in NXT. I love that match. And I'm very happy that she's getting this moment. I always feel like out of the four horsewomen, if you ask me like who was the most overlooked one, at one point in time, I probably would have said Becky, but in the later years, I was like, yo, man, they never give like Bayley that moment, you know? I've seen her at many shows where I'm like, oh, she's in the match, but it's in the middle of the card and it's just there, you know? You want it more for her. But now I think this is her time. This is her chance, and I'm happy for her.
But don't sleep with Dakota Kai because I still think she's the ringleader.
I think we're going to find out more about that, too. That's going to be quite interesting.
Don't be fooled, is what I'm trying to say. Don't be fooled by Dakota not being there. Dakota is definitely against Bayley. Do not think it's going to be 50-50 whether Bayley and Dakota are still cool. Dakota's not cool with Bayley. Bayley is definitely getting turned on by the whole group.
Okay, I'm getting 2K news as we speak as well. I saw James had mentioned in the chat about Chelsea Green, and now I'm hearing there's a gameplay trailer tomorrow for WWE 2K22. Lots of promotion going on. You think this stuff just happened, Sean? Like nobody knew? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure with amongst all these people. Let me go back here. Why not Philly? How many champions has WWE gotten? We wanted that person to win, and then they did, and people immediately switched and booed. It's happened many of times, Dustin. But to Sean's point, too, they ain't turned on Cody or any of these folks in a minute. Something's there.
I thought they would.
Something's there when they want you to be something. Like I said, I'm more worried. Holla at me 6 months after he wins the belt. I better hear the same amount of cheers, the same amount of love is all I'm saying. I hope the wrestling journalists ask the real hard question because we all want to know what in the HE double hockey sticks is going on and why. I hear you. Hijacking is entitled behavior, Vinny says. If you guys go live after the press conference, I'm tuning in. Matt Lopez says, M. Leezy, thank you. BJ says Punk shows up and talks sense into Cody about finishing the story and seeing how this company is filled with fakes. Maybe. I don't know if Punk's going to be on weekly TV either. Drew McIntyre was dogging him this week. Just bad. People showing love to Bayley. Apologies for that, Matt, from the Nightbot. I will have to try to fix that again. Book Rock versus Roman special guest referee Cody. Damian Priest cashes in Money in the Bank on Roman and wins, and then Rhodes versus Damian Priest for the title. Ooh, I don't know if they do that. I'll say Bayley's segment was great, made her look strong and smart, and it's going to be interesting with Dakota. A lot of people are onto that Dakota hype that Sean's been talking about it for a while, that Dakota's the leader.
She's the leader
of that group. Nightbot being savage. Yeah, I swore I fixed that. I wasn't feeling the promo around it, but I'm happy Bayley is getting this moment. I want the car wash floaties. That ain't happening again, I don't think. I can't see it. I think we've moved past that character for Bayley. Me and Sean were talking about that.
A successful heel with this character she has now. A successful face with this character she has now.
Devil, what is this? They said Dwayne saved WrestleMania. No, he saved TKO. WWE and Endeavor, because of all the money made, will make NDAs go away. We're all deep down thinking but that's not going to make it go away, though, McKinney. Like, the problems are still going to come up, and people are going to amplify those problems. It's not going to go away from this. This is, I don't know. To me, that's just not wise thinking. It's a short-term solution, sure. I don't know how you feel, Sean, about that, but
I'm agreeing. I think that it's a short-term solution at this point.
The learning Japanese spot was a fantastic piece to that reveal. See, dang, Nightbot, I can't be silly for once. I know. I'll yell at Nightbot for you guys. Sean, last segment. I want to keep this kind of quick. AEW, Tony Khan is going to be making a big announcement. I've seen many teases online as to what this could relate to. I believe it's something that me and you have been waiting for quite some time. What is this? What?
That is a violin for another announcement that consider like every month he has it's like, give me a break, bro. Like, and even if it's a big announcement, you've made so many bogus announcements that we don't even care anymore. I'm guessing it's going to be major. I hope it's major. It's probably Okada or Mercedes.
I think it's Mercedes.
Yeah,
I think it's Mercedes, and I can see her debuting. I think they have a show in Boston March 13th.
If I don't hear Criss Cross on Wednesday, I'm gonna be pissed.
Maybe they could have her come out, but then it depends. It depends on how they want to do it. There's multiple ways you could do this. Either she debuts there, or they're going to say she's debuting on that show. Go get your tickets, and I'm pretty sure people will sell that out for her.
That's probably the route they're going to do. You're right.
I hope Mercedes got the money that she wanted. That's my prediction. Any chance of Okada? I know NXT teased some type of debut with the 3 faces. Everyone's got 3 different faces, and they looked it up, and that's a phrasing from Japan, and people are maybe thinking it's Okada. What do you think? Any possibility? Anything else other
WWE? So I think the announcement's either going to be something stupid like and when I say stupid, I love Will Ospreay, but if this major announcement, air quotes, is them simply announcing when Ospreay is going to start, I think that would be ridiculous. I think that'd be a major letdown. It better be Mercedes Moné. That's what I'm going to say.
I don't even think you need to announce Ospreay's start date like that. I think Ospreay's start date could be set on, you know what I mean? That's something you could feed to an announcer to promote.
I'm just saying, Connor's had major announcements before, and they've been really lackluster.
Oh, nothing's worse than the all-in tickets. That day, I was like, yo, somebody get Big Show to chop him right now. Hold him. You got to eat a chop, bro. Tony Khan announcing the next winner of the AEW Rumble will not give their title shot to the great Khali. Don't give him any bad ideas to troll, because he will. TK big announcement is either Ospreay start date, signing of Okada or Mercedes, or additional tickets for All In. I hope it's not the additional tickets for All In. Actually, All In's been selling pretty well. Surprising to me, more than I thought they would at this point. They're doing pretty well with that. Probably going to be All In available in VR. Please stop. All right, it's time to bring back
major announcement. Fight Forever has a new DLC.
I don't think they're going to do that yet. I have heard rumors that one is coming though, and we'll see what happens with it.
Maybe that's the major announcement.
Nah, I don't think so. I've heard rumors of when it's supposed to happen. It's not yet. That would be too soon.
Major announcement: AEW is coming to Madison Square Garden in 2025.
You think they're going to allow that? No. No. That major announcement. Cody's finishing his story there. Maybe like I heard Bully Ray. I don't even want to get back on that.
Major announcement: Moose is going to appear. The Impact Champion's TNA Champion's going to appear on AEW.
Sean, you said it before, and I could laugh at this point with so many whack announcements. We don't care, bruv. We don't care. Additional All In on sale this Friday. TK announces I bought Stardom. I don't see that happening. Stardom might actually kind of float into dismay. It might just get absorbed by New Japan. Major announcement, 5-sided ring. Y'all are terrible. Terrible.
Major announcement. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland next week.
Live on Dynamite. Dynamite's got a pretty it's got a nice card this week. I've been very hard on Dynamite like the last 2-3 weeks. Basically saying
and rightfully so.
But I think this week's show has a pretty good card lined up for it. Sting and Darby Allin competing for the tag team titles in a Texas Tornado tag match. Should be fun by all to go through that. Like I said, they got a pretty big card, big Tony Khan announcement. I think Tony Khan's feeling himself. So Phoenix should get a tremendous show. If you are going to be there, I send you love.
Be sure to tune in Wednesday night after AEW goes off the air to listen to Conrad and Derek break down the night's proceeding.
Y'all gotta stop. Major announcement: New York Division Championship. Major announcement: 8-man tag titles.
Major announcement: Jeff Hardy versus Mox 3.
Even though it's 2.
Well, they had a dark match.
They'll get me started on those rankings where they put Dark Order at 3 because they had dark matches. I was like, bro, when did they happen? I was like, there is no dark. I was so mad, bro. I'm just done with it. That's what's coming up for this. Sean, you got anything happening on your channel? I know there was some boxing news and stuff like that. I don't know if you're covering that. You said you're covering the kickoff show.
I am. I'm actually going to be dropping an article on Friday morning, so look out for that. We're going to be talking about the postponement of the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the World. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk has been pushed back to May instead of February. It was actually going to come up in a couple weeks, but unfortunately it's coming to be pushed back to May of 2024. So I have some really important news coming up about that, some insider details about that. Once again, this coming Thursday, after the WWE press conference, I will be live on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. So make sure you tune into that. I'm going to guess somewhere in the 10:05 realm. Just give it some time because on the East Coast, it'll be starting at 7 o'clock, the press conference, that is. So I'm assuming it'll go for at least an hour or two. So I'm planning on going live at 10:05 on Thursday night. And then I decided that we're going to do a Elimination Chamber preview show the Thursday before Elimination Chamber. So there's a couple of major programming announcements for Hubbard Wrestling Weekly in conjunction with Clash of the Podcast. Right here on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel is our weekly show, and then I do specials on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. So for the next few weeks, you guys are covered. This Thursday night, post-press conference show, Elimination Chamber show the Thursday before Elimination Chamber, and of course the Thursday before WrestleMania, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly will be on the air as well. So I want to thank everybody for the support. We are now over 1,000 subscribers on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, which is an amazing feat for us. And obviously continue to tune in at every Monday night at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time right here at Clash of the Podcast.
Appreciate you. What up, Sick? I see you joining us on Twitch. I appreciate you, brother, a.k.a. Rafael De La Ghetto.
Yes, sir.
And y'all are bugging. Major announcement, Jeff Jarrett defends the Texas Chainsaw Brawl belt tonight. Major announcement, I am renaming Collision to AEW Shotgun Saturday night, and it will go live from Grand Central. Stop.
Major announcement, AEW Superstars every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock.
Live after Fox Kids. We better stop. Tony, you better bring it with this announcement, bro. It better be Mercedes or Okada. That's what I'm allowing is acceptable for this.
Sure.
Sean, take us out, brother.
Well, I'm going to take you guys out on my Super Bowl prediction. I'm going to say that the San Francisco 49ers will be victorious on Sunday. I believe that they are going to be victorious.
Let me second that.
No doubt. Big shout out to the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. They just couldn't get it done. I guess the champs had something else to say about it, but I think their luck runs out on Sunday. Once again, make sure you meet myself and hopefully Conrad over on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel at 10:05 Eastern Standard Time for the post-press conference show, as we'll go over everything that's discussed. And as always, meet us back here. No, before we get to that, Wednesday nights around 10:05, make sure you're here at the Everything Pro Wrestling channel as Conrad and my guy Derek bring forth the wonderful All Elite Wrestling post shows that they do every Wednesday night, the show that really put EPW on the map. They've been doing an amazing job. And as always, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time every Monday night right here on Everything Pro Wrestling channel is Clash of the Podcast with myself and Conrad. So on behalf of Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. We are the Clash of the Podcast, and as always, evil never prevails. God bless.